Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome to this latest episode of my podcast. Today, we are going to talk about the important considerations any business needs to make when they are hiring a PPC agency. And for those of you not familiar with the acronym PPC, it stands for pay per click. It is the sponsored links that you see on Google's search results when you do a search. And if you are a business that is already running a PPC campaign and you are thinking about outsourcing your PPC to a different agency, this episode will clarify for you the different considerations that you need to factor in as you consider your PPC agency. And before we get into the 5 factors, we will cover the misconceptions about PPC so that you have a clear head as you approach this process. And I also want to talk about some of the benefits you can expect from outsourcing your PPC to a different agency. So in this episode, we will talk about the 5 different considerations when you are hiring a PPC. And to give you a quick preview, those 5 considerations are expertise and experience. That's number 1. Number 2 is transparency and reporting. Number 3 is customized strategy. Number 4 is analytics and tracking, and number 5 is communication and collaboration. We will get into the details of all of those 5 bullet points and also give you a really good overview of the main misconceptions you can overcome as you're looking at PPC as a strategy, as well as the reasons why you might want to outsource your PPC. So tune in and learn what the 5 considerations are when you are trying to hire a PPC agency. Welcome to the latest episode of Corner Your Market. I'm your host, Silas Kimide. In this podcast, I talk about all things digital marketing, from website design and development to SEO and PPC, as well as paid advertising, email marketing, social media, and anything in between. If you're a small business owner, a marketing manager in a company, or an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. So tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. You'll gain some practical insights, new strategies, tactics, and tools that will help you grow your business. To subscribe, go to corneryourmarketpodcast.com and select the podcast app of your choice. Then you can hit subscribe within those apps. That again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Also, don't forget to like and share our individual episodes. You can also leave a review in the app once you've listened to one of our episodes. In my previous episode, if you're listening concurrently, in the previous episode, last week's episode, I talked about the important considerations, 6 important considerations, in fact, before you hire a SEO company, search engine optimization company, or an agency to help you do your SEO. After I published that and talking to clients afterwards, it got me thinking, well, I need to do one on PPC as well. PPC is pay per click. It's the paid version of search results. So if you go to a Google search listings, and I'm sure everybody is familiar with this by now, there are sponsored links, and the sponsored links are PPC. You could see a variety of them. You could see text-based PPC ads. You could see shopping ads. You can see all kinds of things. So those are all part of PPC. In fact, the Google Ads platform even pushes ads to YouTube as video. So that's also considered part of the same platform, but it's not PPC. That's more display advertising. But anyway, it's done in the same platform. So as we talk about PPC in this episode, you might be thinking about hiring a PPC agency, or you might have some misconceptions about PPC and things like that. So what I wanted to do today is go over the misconceptions people have of PPC, and then also reasons on why you might want to outsource your PPC if you're already doing it in-house. And then if you're going that route, then what are the 6 considerations, or 5 considerations actually? I couldn't think of a 6th one. Well, I consolidated it, made it a little bit nicer for everybody. So I kept it to 5 this time. 5 considerations when you're hiring a PPC agency. So let's get started. So in terms of misconceptions about PPC, and this is a list that I compiled based on my experience working with PPC, I've been in and around PPC since about 2004, 2005, and I don't want to even count how many years that is. I got PPC certified, Google Ads certified back in 2009, I believe. I didn't keep up with the certification, to be honest with you, but I've managed PPC campaigns regardless, and I've managed people who manage PPC campaigns, and I've been in charge of PPC departments for agencies in the past. So I've got a lot of experience when it comes to PPC. And so in my list, in my experience, the main misconception about PPC is that PPC guarantees immediate results. Now, this one's a little tricky. PPC does get your listing up there right away. So you can hit the first, second, third spot pretty quickly if you have the right stuff put together. You've got good targeting, good keywords and things like that. You can get your thing up there quite quickly, especially if you have a decent budget. Now, in terms of getting immediate results, it's kind of like the way I've explained it is, when you're driving along a road and you see that guy flipping signs and all that kind of stuff. Now, if that guy does a really good job flipping those signs and moving those signs and pointing in the right direction, and you follow that sign and you go into the store, now it's not up to that guy whether or not you buy or not, right? So that guy did its job getting you to the store. So what I mean by that is PPC can get you the ranking and get you the traffic, but in terms of direct results of sales, form fills, downloads, whatever you're looking for, that's up to you on your website, on your landing page. Now, a good agency will point that out, and you'll have a strategy to address that. So that's one of the main misconceptions about PPC. Another one that I come across a lot is bidding the highest gets the top spot. Now, I know it's an auction, meaning the highest bidder does get priority, but Google also factors in what is known as a quality score. And the quality score is like the formula for Coke. Nobody knows the Coke formula. At least I don't know the Coke formula. Maybe you know the Coke formula, but nobody knows the quality score formula. All we know is what works and what doesn't work, right? So you need to work on your quality score. You need to work on, and the quality score is largely driven by relevancy, because obviously Google's success as a search engine is based on its relevancy, the keyword search matching the results. So that's where the quality score comes in. And then Google uses a complex calculation to kind of takes your bidding price, multiplies it by a quality score, and then gets your ranking based on that. It's a little complicated, but all that to say, bidding does not get you the top spot. Another misconception that I run into a lot is more keywords means more success. Not true. You could have one keyword drive lots of conversion. You could have 20 keywords drive lots of conversion, but having 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 doesn't mean that you're going to have a lot of conversions. Now, you need to organize your campaigns in a way that the keywords are tight. I like to keep between 8 and 12 keywords in ad groups, but that's just a rule that I have, and it's not a hard and fast rule. It's just my experience. It's going to depend on your situation. A big misconception is set it and forget it, meaning once you've set up your campaigns, you can just kind of pretty much go to sleep. You can't. You got to monitor it at least weekly, if not daily. And then the other misconception is that PPC can replace SEO. Now, if you know anything about SEO is organic, right? You're not paying for those clicks. PPC, you're paying for those clicks. Now, in certain categories, Google has made it so that most of the listings you see are PPC, especially in the shopping category. So if you do a search for, say, some very popular items like sneakers, non-alcoholic beverages, or whatever it is that you're doing a search for, and it's shopping related and it's a low price point, relatively low price point, $20, $30, you will see that search engine page is cluttered with PPC ads. Now, in that situation, SEO may or may not be the most beneficial place. However, PPC cannot replace SEO, because long term, you want your SEO to be very strong so that you are organically getting your traffic and you're not paying for those clicks. PPC is expensive for small businesses. Not true. It's all driven by keyword price. Now, a small business operating in a high keyword price area, yeah, that's expensive. But not all small businesses have that kind of high volume or so high bid price keywords associated with their business and their service. So PPC doesn't have to be expensive. You do need a decent, healthy budget. And in my opinion, if you live in a decent sized city, most of the PPC experience I have has been targeting decent sized cities, maybe a population of over 250,000 in that city, and it's a relatively desired service or product, and people are looking for this product and service, and it's not niche. Then $1,000, $1,200 a month is actually needed per month to kind of just spend on that. But anyway, that's a different topic. But it doesn't have to be expensive, is what I'm trying to say. And don't get excited about clicks. It's all about conversions. You're paying for that traffic. They're coming to your site. They're coming to your landing page. Conversions, conversions, conversions. They say real estate is all about location, location, location. In my opinion, PPC is all about conversions, conversions, conversions. How much can you convert? What is your audience doing? Is your campaign seeing conversion? If not, got to rethink things. So don't get too excited about clicks. So those are the main misconceptions that I can think of. If you can think of other ones, let me know. So if you've gotten past the misconceptions and this is I'm trying to make this a little bit comprehensive to an extent, but the misconceptions, but you still are probably doing PPC already. If you are and you're doing it in-house, here's some reasons why you want to maybe, outsource PPC to an agency. It can save you quite a bit of time. It is, like I said, you need to monitor things really carefully. Conversion setups take time. Understanding how your campaign is performing takes time. Testing takes time. Writing new ad copy, thinking of new things to do, adjusting your bid strategy. It all takes time. And a PPC agency will have best practices, processes, systems, schedules, all that kind of stuff built into their company so that it saves you time. So the fee that you pay the PPC agency, in my opinion, is very worth it because it does save you quite a bit of time. And also, I feel like if you have somebody doing it for you that really knows what they're doing, you're going to get better results than what you're getting right now. PPC agencies typically have really good experience and expertise, and we're going to talk about this later on as well. When it comes to managing and creating campaigns, they know what keywords to target, how to set that up, how to write effective copy and things like that. And sometimes I find business owners are a little too close to their business. And so they do things that they think they need to do, but what the consumer doesn't necessarily need or anything like that. And I also find when I take over campaigns from business owners that they're not really using effective bid strategies. They're not doing a lot of good targeting. They're a little too tied to keywords that are not delivering any results. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there that we immediately address when we take over a campaign from a business owner. I mean, WordStream, I don't need to say this. Maybe this is not the right spot for it, but here's some numbers. Businesses that use PPC advertising see an average ROI of 250%. That's according to WordStream. So if you're not seeing those kind of results, that's average. That's across the board. That's by WordStream. You can check it out. If you're not getting that kind of result, maybe it's time to outsource it, because you should be at least getting that kind of results. That's 2.5 times. So if you're spending $1,000, you should be getting $2,500 in return. And then also HubSpot is finding that 70% of businesses that use PPC advertising say it has helped them generate leads. And so if you're running your campaign and you're not getting leads and you're not getting the results you want, most likely you need to get somebody to kind of do those campaigns for you. So there's some real hard and fast numbers there that could help you. Also, access to latest technology is an important piece as well. Some of the ad copy formats and things like that change. New features come into play, new things get into the system. And as a business owner or as a marketing manager in a company or an entrepreneur, you are focused on running your business, keeping track of your industry, your business, your thing. You might miss some important updates and things like that. So, that's a good reason to outsource. There's also peace of mind. If you hire the right agency, that is, you have a peace of mind. You can be assured that it's in good hands. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And, in general, you outsource so you can grow your business, right? So hopefully, you have the right agency to help you grow your business. So PPC should be done. and only done so that you can grow your business. PPC should not be done because your competitors are doing it or that you feel like doing it. It's an investment. It's got good tracking. It's got good targeting. It's got good systems. It's got good platform features. If you're using it and you're not getting a result out of it, and it's not helping you grow your business, you need to rethink it. And you need to rethink about who's doing it and why you should outsource it. So I should have done this episode introduction a little bit earlier, but if you haven't caught on by now, in this episode, we talked about the misconceptions about PPC already and the reasons why you might want to outsource the PPC. So the main part of this episode is the 6 considerations when hiring a PPC agency, right? So the 6 things that you need to watch out for to get the results you want, and the 6 things that you need to consider when you are evaluating a PPC agency is, I'm going to list it out first, and I'm going to go into detail for each one of them, is expertise and experience, transparency and reporting, customized strategy, and I'll give some examples of that, analytics and tracking, communication and collaboration. So those are the 5 things that you need to consider when you are thinking about or evaluating a PPC agency. So let's break this down a little bit. So when it comes to evaluating a PPC agency, you need to first and foremost know that they can get the job done. That's expertise and experience, right? So you need to look for an agency that has a proven track record of success in managing the PPC campaigns, right? You got to consider their industry experience, the number of years they've been in business, and also their client portfolio. I understand that they can't share data with you, but you can ask about the kind of campaigns they've run, best practices that they've learned. I like opinionated folks when I'm evaluating things. Like even when I am looking at plumbers to do different things, if they have a strong opinion about a nut or a bolt or a head or a wrench or a pipe or a whatever, that shows you that they've been around the block a little bit. They've got some strong opinions, probably because of their experience. Now, there's a fine line between arrogance and that, but anyway. But it is worth considering their opinion on different things and asking them for honest feedback and things like that. But somebody that has good expertise and experience will also typically have people on staff that are maybe Google Ads certified or maybe Google Analytics certified, folks that have been doing it at least for 3 or 5 years. Those things do come into play, and that's one of the first things that you should look at. The other one is transparency and reporting. Will they report to you on time? There are so many dashboard tools out there. There is absolutely no reason why the agency that you're evaluating doesn't have some kind of reporting that is already built in that you can log into every week, whenever you want, really, to see live results. And it doesn't have to get filtered by their account manager or by their folks, right? Just you should be able to log in, look at your report, see how the money's being spent, where the keywords are, what's happening. You might not understand all the metrics, and you don't need to, but at least you have that, right? And there's a little bit of transparency in that. And also in terms of strategy, transparency in the strategy. What exactly are they doing? Make sure you understand it, at least at the high level. What are you trying to do? What's your bid strategy? Why are you doing things the way that you're doing, So the agency should provide some detailed reports at the end of the month. Once a month report is absolutely a must. They should be able to provide you some recent updates, maybe changes that they've made, adjustments that they've made, things like that. And also be open to having a quick discussion about the metrics, the cost, the ROI, and just having a clear line of communication. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on as well. So number 2 is transparency and reporting. Now, number 3 is customized strategy. And this one is big because you don't want them to just, especially if they have a lot of expertise and a lot of experience in your category, you don't want them to just copy paste somebody else's campaign and then just, set it and forget it, right? And basically talk like they know what they're talking about, right? So you need to make sure that they're actually presenting a customized strategy for you. And what I mean by that is, are they doing keyword research? Are they giving you a unique set of keywords? Are they sharing the search volume, the effectiveness, the challenges of the keywords? Are they doing audience targeting? Are they doing competitive analysis? And how customized is the PPC strategy? Like day parting, are they doing day parting? Like when the ads are shown, when the ads are not shown? Are they doing remarketing? And if so, why? And if so, why not? That's a good question to ask. Ask them, why are we not doing remarketing? Does it make sense to do remarketing? That's a very effective strategy. A lot of people do it. Some people don't, but there might be good reasons for why not. So I think that those are important, parts of the strategy. Another one is competitor targeting. I know some people get really excited about going after their competitors. They call it conquesting. It may be a good strategy. It may not be a good strategy, but definitely something to ask. And then some other things to ask would be device-based bidding. Are they doing that? Does it make sense to do it? I know for if you're a streaming service versus a movie theater, that's a good example, right? A streaming service is going to want to do device-based bidding if they're doing PPC ads, for example, whereas a theater is going to want to do, remarketing and perhaps even day parting because they probably just want to show ads at certain times of the day. Another big one is geo-targeting. What is the area that they're targeting and why? And then even geo-targeting gets really complex. You can you can overlay bids on top of geo-targeting. So you could say in this area, up my bid by 20%. In this area, lower my bid by 10%, things like that. So you can get really, really sophisticated. And then I haven't even gotten to the bid strategies that are available. So ask questions and look for a customized strategy that is tailored to your business, because that is very important, because that reflects how much they actually understand your business and how much they're actually invested in making you successful. Now, the fourth point is analytics and tracking. This is very important because you need to be able to track every dollar that you're spending and where it's going, how it's being spent, and also the kind of results that you're getting. Now, there are some websites where setting up conversion tracking can be very challenging. So if you've got a site like that, the agency can only do so much. So I'm not going to put that onus on them, but I'm also going to say that you need to have the right infrastructure in place on your end. Don't just assume that your website has built-in features that allows you to incorporate Google tracking into it. Sometimes developers do strange things on their submission forms or their e-commerce platforms and things like that. And there are platforms that do strange things. Sometimes, just the act of your conversion going, your actual purchase happening on a third-party site and not your own site, that represents some serious tracking issues. You need to be transparent about that with your agency, and your agency needs to be able to ask you the right questions to address that. This is a big sore point for many people because at the end of the day, we are trying to run PPC campaigns that has a measurable result that you're actually getting a measurable ROI on, and not having effective tracking kind of dampens that. You can't do it. You can't do ROI if you can't track. So talk about it with your agency, and hopefully your agency has some plans and ideas on how to do that. And if they're not able to overcome this hurdle, that's a big problem. I think you need to rethink whether this agency is the right one or not. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that your infrastructure is able to do it. So if your infrastructure is able to do the conversion and your agency is not setting it up correctly, then that's on them. So and then the fifth and last point is communication and collaboration. So you need to assess the agency's communication style and their willingness to collaborate with your team. I understand collaboration can be difficult sometimes, right? We've got opinions, you've got opinions, we all got opinions. But a reliable agency should be responsive, they should be proactive, and they should be willing to listen to your input. Look, it's your business, right? Now, when it comes to the particulars of a campaign, they are the experts. But when it comes to goals, objectives, focus, desires, outcomes, that's your business. You need to be able to clarify what your objectives are, what your goals are, what you're trying to do, and you need to be able to communicate that very quickly and effectively with your agency. And they should be willing and eager to listen to your input. And then they can turn around on their end and get you the strategies and things like that. And you need to listen to them there. And you need to make sure that they've considered your input, right? And there should be some kind of a communication rhythm. The account manager on the agency should be providing you regular updates. They should be seeking your feedback on performance. How are we doing? What's working? What's not working? Just because the reports look good doesn't mean that on the ground your company is actually doing well. There could be a disconnect. Maybe the sales that are coming through are on products that you're not really too excited about, or maybe you have a lot of leads that are bad. So get that feedback to them. Try to be a partner with both. Both people should be partners in this whole thing, and then they should be open to discussing strategy adjustments based on your business needs, changing conditions, and things like that. So those are the 5 things, folks. The 5 things that you need to consider when you are looking for a PPC agency. Let me just summarize that for you real quick. Is expertise and experience, transparency and reporting, customized strategies, and I gave you a couple of examples on that one, and then also analytics and tracking, as well as communication and collaboration. So those are the 5 things that you should look for when you're evaluating a PPC agency. And earlier in the episode, I did talk about some of the main misconceptions that people have about PPC. That should help you get you prepared as you talk to agencies, and then have a good, clear reason on why you're looking to outsource your PPC. That also helps you evaluate your agency as well. Finally, as you are looking for a PPC agency, remember to ask for, it's a given, but remember to ask for client testimonials, case studies, or references so that you can get insight on how they work. And then also, I would recommend, evaluating at least maybe 2 or 3 agencies just to kind of compare their offerings and see how they're ranking along these 5 categories. And then also, obviously, it's the budget. I mean, you got to have a decent budget. Look, it's not cheap doing PPC ad in the sense that you got to have a healthy budget. It's not expensive if you're doing it by yourself, but I mean, you do have to pay them. They are providing tremendous value to you, and they are providing a return to you. So look at your budget and also set your expectations accordingly. But also plan for a 3 to 4 month engagement with any agency. It does take time to get things set up. It does take time to get things through. You gotta, get the quality scores up. You gotta get the impression shares up. You gotta get trust with Google and things like that before your ads are firing in all 4, 5, 10, whatever, however many cylinders there are in any given vehicle. And that should kind of be the time window that you're looking for as well. So anyway, that's the episode today on the important considerations when you are looking to hire a PPC agency. Good luck to you. If you have any questions, feedback, or anything that you want me to address, feel free to reach out to me. There will be an email address that you can reach out to me on my website, as well as at the end of this episode if you listen through to the end. Until then, my friends, happy marketing, happy PPCing, and here's to a good ROI on all of your marketing investments.
If you're a small business owner, a marketing manager at a company, or an entrepreneur, please tune in weekly. You'll gain some insights, tips, and tricks, and be a bit more enlightened when it comes to digital marketing. I promise you, if you implement the strategies, tactics, and tools I discuss in this podcast, your business will definitely grow. Please subscribe to this podcast. You can do so by going to corneryourmarketpodcast.com and subscribe with the listening platform of your choice. That URL again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Don't forget to like and share this episode with your friends and colleagues. Also, don't forget to leave a review. Those mean a lot to me and can help others that would benefit from the information I share. Finally, I would love to hear from you. I love getting listener emails. So if you have questions, feedback, or any general comment about the topics I discuss on this podcast, feel free to send me an email. I will be sure to share and discuss your feedback on the air if it will benefit our listening audience. You can write to me at connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Just put listener comment in the subject line. That email again is connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. And again, please put listener comment in the subject line. Thanks for listening today. I look forward to being back next week. Until then, be good and do good.